Most people think Robin Hood and King Arthur are totally separate legends. One's a peasant outlaw, the other's a noble king. But what if they're really the same story, told for two different audiences, one written for the aristocracy and one rewritten for the common man? Here's how historian Graham Phillips explains it.
In the Middle Ages, the aristocrats had their heroic stories of King Arthur. King Arthur is depicted as this king in shining armor with knights and searching for the Holy Grail and with this wonderful sword Excalibur. He is an upper class person. He is a rich aristocrat, and therefore the stories of King Arthur were written down throughout the Middle Ages and became very popular to be read by the upper classes, the knightly classes that ruled England. King Arthur has the sword of a nobleman. Only the upper classes were allowed to carry swords. The ordinary everyday person, Robin Hood, he's got the bow, which is the weapon of the ordinary individual man in the street, so to speak. It's for hunting and so forth. Whereas Arthur is said to have had this wonderful sword that has made him almost invulnerable, Robin Hood is supposed to be the best archer in the land. In other words, he is the commoner, and his story becomes more popular amongst the ordinary everyday people. This is why his story is transmitted in the form of song and ballad, because the ordinary everyday people can't read. But there's a similarities between the Arthur story and the Robin Hood story. Robin Hood is a man of the people. Arthur is a king, a man of the upper classes. When in the stories, King Arthur first meets his right-hand man, Lancelot, Lancelot is guarding a bridge, and he says to Arthur, the only person who can cross this bridge is someone who can defeat me in a one-to-one duel. So Lancelot beats Arthur, but Arthur calls upon the power of Excalibur to cheat, if you like, and beat Sir Lancelot. And Lancelot is impressed by all this, and he becomes Arthur's right-hand man. When Robin Hood, when he first meets his right-hand man, Little John is guarding a log, a fallen log, that's the only way of crossing this river in Sherwood Forest. Little John says, no one can pass here unless they can defeat me in one-to-one combat. And Robin and Little John have a fight on the log, and eventually Little John wins, but Robin cheats by tripping up Little John and making him fall into the water, and they both laugh together, and Little John becomes Arthur's right-hand man. So you can see it's almost identical tales that are found in the Arthur story and also found in the Robin Hood story, but they've been adapted for the audience that are interested in a hero being of the common people rather than an aristocrat.